In today's video game commentary, we're going to be talking about how playing your part and being a team player can really help your team out in a very sticky situation. What is going on YouTube? King Kevin here with some Paladins gameplay on the map Fish Market. If you guys are not sure how Paladins works, it is the best of 7 rounds, or whoever gets 4 points first wins the entire game. Now, you guys can probably look at the top of the screen here and notice that my team is actually down by 3 points, as in the only thing the enemy team has to do at this point is capture this last point, and then they would win the game. However, me being me, and me playing a support player, and me being a relatively decent or pretty good support player, I would say doing all these things and playing the objective at all at the same time is extremely beneficial for my team, and of course everyone coordinating things together also works out in the end as well. So one thing I mentioned in a previous video where I mentioned how to play the objective and obviously how that helps your team out, I did say that, you do have to play your part and know what your role is on the team. And especially in the games like Paladins or Overwatch or TF2 or very objective based game modes where you have various different characters who have different abilities and are better suited for one situation or another, it's really good to realize where your team is lacking when you guys are doing a champion draft or a character draft, and then being able to play the champion or the character that you select and play them well and play them to their advantage. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, tend to play support characters a lot, but I pick them for the benefit of the team. I realize that a lot of people like to play damage characters, or they like to play frontliners or flanks, but the fact of the matter is that not many people like to play support characters or healers, because not only are they relatively low powered in terms of their damage output, but they're also usually the ones hanging back and again trying to help other people out, which for some reason people don't like to do in video games. So in case you guys don't know, Paladins is a game where you play against an enemy team and you have different sorts of champions, and depending on the type of champion that you have a very distinct role on the team. So in Paladins there are 4 different types of champions. You have your damage champions, you have your front lines, you have your flanks, and you have your support. The character I am playing here, that is Ying, she is a support character and therefore is a healer. So all the support characters on Paladins have a healing feature or are able to heal themselves and teammates, and obviously they're still able to do that very well, but at the same time they still are able to do some of the things that the other people are able to do on the team. So for example, some of them are able to flank okay, not a lot, but some of them are more mobile than others and therefore they can flank a little bit easier, but some of them can also deal a decent amount of damage. And if you guys look at the scoreboard at the end of this, I actually do more damage than some of the people who are better suited to do damage than I am as a support character. So it's not to say that support characters are boring or they only have the role of staying back and healing the team, which is yes their primary job, but they can be very, very fun as well. And I think that's where a lot of people have a misconstrued concept of why, playing healer or playing support is maybe not the most fun. And I will agree with most people that obviously choosing a damage champion or a frontline champion or a flank champion can be a lot more fun and entertaining at times, especially if that's what you're looking for when you play the game. However, if you're looking to actually win the game, and again in this scenario we are down 3 points, we have to get 3 points in a row, that is we have to capture the point, escort this payload, and then capture the next point in succession, you have to be able to play your role and play it properly, and be able to know what you have to do in order to succeed and help your team succeed. So I've titled this video game commentary as Just Doing My Job, because if you guys again look at the scoreboard posted at the very end of this gameplay, you will notice that I am doing quite a bit for the team. So I do earn a lot of credits, almost the most on my team and almost the most out of everybody. I get a very high number of eliminations, even more so than our damage champions. I don't die all that much. I have a very long streak and a very decent one for a healer at least. Do a decent amount of damage and do a lot of healing, but I'm also on the objective. So in this way, I can be a jack of all trades. Of course, my primary thought process and my primary purpose is to heal the team, so you can constantly see throughout the gameplay, as soon as my illusions are cooled down, I have to put them out. And that's obviously the way that this champion, at least, Ying, she uses and heals her teammates and also herself. Also, just knowing when to push and when to kind of pull back a little bit depending on the situation you're in. Of course, if some of your champions, or your teammates rather, are out, they have died, many of them, then it's obviously a better idea to stay back, because as a champion, or as a champion who does healing, sometimes it's not always the best to go out by yourself or just with one other champion. You need to have that whole team there so that everyone can play together. And especially with Ying, I believe her health is only around 2,000 some. Yeah, it's around 2,450. Or 2,500 for the sake of argument. She is easily taken out by a lot of damaged champions. 2 hits with a sniper rifle can probably do it. A lot of hits from the frontliners as well are able to take her out. And in general, she is not good going out on her own trying to take a point. But again, knowing when to push, knowing when to pull, and knowing when to do all these different functions that you have, you are able to effectively take out a bunch of people. So that is in a way playing like a damaged champion, although granted, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage over a long range, but you're going to be doing it slowly over time. You're obviously healing your team, you are obviously pushing the objective or capturing the objective, again depending on how far along you are in the game, and you can also do a little bit of flanking depending on who you are. If you are Grover or if you are Pip in Paladin, you are a lot more mobile than some of the other healers, and therefore you're able to do a much better job at not only healing people who might also be doing some flanking and stuff like that, but you're also able to catch people off guard and be able to do damage with them and then get out of there more quickly and heal yourself on the way so that you don't have to take that much damage while you're dealing damage elsewhere. So it's all about knowing the strategy, it's all about knowing how to best play your champion. And of course, the best way to do this is to obviously just play the game and to do well with it. You know, practice on the bots. In Paladins, there is a training range or a firing range, I forget what they call it, where you can just kind of figure out how the champion works. And you can go into a training zone where you basically take no penalty and you're just able to play with other people who are also just learning how to play champions. So in some regard, you are, you know, playing on a very similar level and you don't feel the pressure of letting your entire team down because again, you're just playing a rather practice round with that champion. So the take-home message of this whole commentary was just to make sure you practice and know the strengths and weaknesses of the champion you are choosing or the character you're choosing in the game, or maybe even a weapon. Know its strengths and weaknesses individually, and you will just be much better off in terms of being able to support your team. And I don't necessarily even mean in a support champion sort of way, but just being able to play your role and then doing a bunch of things appropriately. Anyone who's listening to this, just practice your champions, know where their strengths are, know what their weaknesses are, and play to them. And just whenever you can, if there's no one on the objective, but let's say you are a flanker, you can sit on that objective for a little bit just to give your team some more seconds that could end up helping you guys win the game. So that'll do it for this video game commentary. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What kind of champions do you guys play if you play Overwatch or Paladins or TF2 or things like that? Do you guys find that support characters are actually boring to play? I tend to think so, maybe a little bit, just because I play them so much. I have Ying at level probably 10 or 11 right now, and she's my highest played champion just because no one else wants to play support. Let me know if you guys are in the same boat as me. But again, that'll do it for this commentary. If you guys haven't already, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.